Hello everyone and welcome to the 5th edition of Spursy Across the Pond. Today I'm going to go on about Jed Spence. Sorry to all the England fans out there. That was a tough one last night. Romero did put out this morning that Tuchel is staying through the Euros. Don't know if you guys are going to like that or not. Parking the bus just, it's bad. It's so frustrating. I get what you're saying and I get all the Agent Tommy Tuchel noise that's out there. So he's staying, he's not going anywhere. But again, this is a Spurs channel, so I'm going to go into the Jed Spence thing. Okay, the player is signed through 2029 of June. A lot of people are out there saying he's world class. Spurs are fools to get rid of him. He's got to go. Or no, he's got to stay. I'm sorry. He's got to stay. We'd be foolish to sell him. Okay. As of right now, you have two Italian clubs that aren't going to pay big for him. You have Everton, who aren't going to pay big for him. And then you have Liverpool kind of floating around, seeing what's going on. I would say Liverpool's looking at him going, well, if we can get him for a deal, he can come off of our bench. Again, world class, not getting a lot of interest. With a contract running that long, again, 60, 70, 80 million dollars, he should be going more than we paid for Van Hecke, right? Because he's world class. My last video did about a little over 700. Thank you all that watched it, that liked it. Please hit the like, subscribe, and comment, especially you Djedsters, which is what my son said as far as a play on words as a jester for the people that are huge in the Jed Spence. The Djeddonites, the Spenceonites, the Spenceters, the Djedsters, whatever you want to say. You people are doing exactly what you're told not to do. Based off of a player's World Cup, he should stick around. We should go buy that player because he was in the World Cup and he did great in the World Cup. I also even heard if England win, he'll be a World Cup winner. Hello? Romero. Do we remember Romero? Do you remember all the stuff that people go on about with Romero? Oh, he's a World Cup winner. He's also a liability. And a 33%er. Right? Good for 33. Rubbish for 33. Injured for 33. Values international over club. So I don't like the whole, oh, he had a great World Cup. Remember that, okay? So, I worked yesterday. I didn't get to watch the game. So you know what? Come on at me for that, okay? You didn't watch the game. You don't know what we're talking about. Again, world-class defender. Fox Sports highlights right here on YouTube. Look it up. The first play of the second half, he gets run around. Pickford makes the first save of the game. Again, he was beaten by his man, world-class defender. Okay? Pickford makes the save. Spence gets it, then turns the ball over in the box. And I believe the ball hit the side netting. Again, turn the ball over in the box. Yet we're going on. World-class defender. Either one of those balls end up in the back of the net. And what happens? Ugh, Spence made a mistake there. I was listening to Mark Goldbridge yesterday for his watch along because, again, I'm working. And he comes in and says, Gordon needs to get out of this game. Gordon needs to get out of this game. Gordon needs to get out of this game. He's making a mess of it. Da, 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 da. And what happens? Gordon scores the goal. And he says, I knew it. He should have stayed on. I said it the whole time. Again, it's in jest, but it's the truth. If Gordon scores that goal and England win, Anthony Gordon's a hero, right? However, he was playing like dog poo leading up to the goal. You're all going to forget that he wasn't playing well before, again, according to Goldbridge. But he scores the goal, so it's, wee, awesome, yay. He's our savior. He's a hero. We're off to the finals. Now back to Jed Spence. He had an amazing tackle. World-class tackle. Did you see that tackle? Oh, he prevented a goal. Blah, 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 blah. What happened into the buildup of that tackle? The guy ran around him. Now, again, I'd love to have, this is on a tablet. I don't have the thing. I'd love to watch that right now again. The guy ran around him. If he shoots before Spence makes the tackle and the ball's in the back of the net, Jed Spence got beaten to concede the goal to make it level, right? But no. He had an amazing tackle. You have to take all of it into account. You can't just sit there and say, oh, fantastic tackle. He got beaten leading up to the tackle. And I know, Mickey Van der Ven happens with Mickey a lot, or a decent amount of time, right? Well, what happens with Mickey, though, is he's usually up pressing, attacking in the offensive zone, and he's able to run back. That's the great part with Mickey, is that's why he's doing that. And again, you could argue Mickey's not great one-on-one either. But Spence was beaten on that play to then make that tackle. Okay? So just focus on that bit. There was also a play around the 76th minute where Spence is just in the middle of two players. Okay? You got a guy over here on the ball, and then Spence should be covering the other guy, but he kind of goes in between as far as, oh, I'm going to support this guy. Well, then the ball goes over, beautiful cross in. Spence isn't on what I would consider to be his guy because he's loaning support, and Pickford makes a save, ball goes over, whatever it was. But again, here we are, world-class player, not marking his guy. Now let's get to the 2 goals. Again, I understand. It's messy, okay? However, world-class defender, we're a fool to get rid of him. Both goals, Spence gave time and space to Messi to make the passes. Both times. Oh, it's Messi. Nobody can defend him. You guys are parking the bus. Go out to him. Make him beat you. Instead, you're playing off of him. You're just letting him do whatever he wants to do. 2 great passes. Balls are in the back of the net. Again, I go on Spurs Instagram, which I'm on Instagram too, so please get over there and please follow that as well. Spurs Instagram, right then and there. If you lot sell him, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. Are you people, this is why you finish where you finished the last 2 years. This is why when players are injured and you have an injury crisis, you finish where you finished. Because players like Spence come in and they make a decent play here and there, or a great play, whatever, and everybody just goes, oh, he's world class. But you forget about the other part. You forget about the mistakes that lead to goals. You're not going to find on this channel analytics breaking down this. I am 100% eye test. Okay? Like Porro. Fantastic World Cup, right? We all know, though, if you park the bus, Porro is a liability on the field. We all know this as Spurs fans, right? But if you're playing in an attacking system where you're going forward, Porro is absolutely brilliant. The amount of time that you limit Porro playing defense is better. But going forward, that guy is world class. And we all love him for that. Spence is not world class. You can convince yourself of that. Do whatever you want. Again, who's in on him right now? The leading candidate might be Everton. And quite honestly, if other teams come along and are willing to give 60, 70, 80 million, top teams, to prove me wrong, allegedly, fantastic. Because again, they're buying him off the World Cup performance. All the years he's been here, none of these managers have really rated him. None of them. He's been on loan in places. None of those places were like, hey, we want him. Maybe at a certain price, they want him. But you Spenceonites, Spencers, Djedsters, whatever, are in love with this guy. And that's why you finish where you finish. Are you really going to sit here and say our manager is no good? My wife's hand signaling to me. I don't know what she means.
We're at 15 minutes.
So anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, by the way, she swam in the Tri-Free of the Cure. That's what the hat is as well. Great thing for cancer in the state of Maine, which is where I live. I'm actually looking forward to this year to getting over to hang out with the Maine Spurs at one of their events to watch a Spurs match. But anyhow, again, Jed Spence. We're not crazy for selling him. And if his value is up from the World Cup, sell him at a high price, because that is what you do. Roberto De Zerbi, if he wanted him, you would get the messages out there right now that he's not for sale, but he is for sale. He doesn't fit what De Zerbi wants. Okay? Do you want to back the manager that came in for a bunch of players that had quit on the club, that had given up, that didn't give whatever the second manager's name was, drawing a blank on it right now. They didn't give that guy a chance at all. Tudor? Yeah, that's what it is, Tudor. They didn't give that guy a chance at all. De Zerbi came in, pumped tires, told players they were great to get through to that. And again, I believe the real reason we're still up is because West Ham's defense was shambolic and horrific. Absolutely terrible. At the end of the day, West Ham kept us up. But you saw signs of life out of this team. You saw Mickey, who probably was ready to get out of here as fast as he could. Now all of a sudden wants to be the guy and wants to stay. And the players we're bringing in want to stay. They're here because of De Zerbi. So you want to back this guy? Or do you want to back this alleged world-class defender whose market really hasn't started off yet? And again, I hope it does. I really, really hope it does. More money means more. We need to upgrade. De Zerbi wants to win the Prem this season. Is he crazy for that? Possibly. I want cup runs. I want deep cup runs as well. I want to win every match, and that should be the goal. And that's what De Zerbi's going to bring every match. I want to win every match. Unlike the last donut they had, where we're going to lose matches. Okay? Ownership is finally backing this club. You have to embrace that. Mid-level players, bang average players, who you guys think are world-class, can go. Bergvall can go. Okay? Again, I'm not a 1v1 thing. The replacement for Bergvall in that midfield is 2 years older than him, a year and a half older than him. And look at the money we spent to buy him. How much is Bergvall worth? That guy has also 2 teams, 2-3 managers, whatever it was for him. And look at him. He's fantastic. Bergvall, not so much. When he gets to Sweden, what do people say? What do people say at the World Cup with Bergvall? Just runs around. Okay. Your pretty flowing blonde hair running around. Who cares? Quality wins trophies. That's what it's about. Embrace this new ruthlessness when it comes to players. Stop falling in love with players that don't win you stuff. Again, thank you for watching. Like, hype, and subscribe. Will Lancashire, I want as at least our third striker. Richarlison seems to not want to go anywhere. Okay, let's bring in a striker. Whether it's Solanke or Richarlison as a 2/3, Will Lancashire is a 2/3. From what I understand, that kid knows where to be. That's really hard to coach. You can coach up, hey, this is where you need to be, da-da-da-da, and all that. But to actually do it really, really is something that is in here that is very hard to coach. And apparently he has swimmer's shoulders. I'd like to give a big up to Tottenham Lone Wolf. Really like her channel. Listen to it every morning while I'm doing breakfast, getting ready for work. And big up to Johnny for talking Tottenham 1882, who was well on to this Agent Tuchel stuff. And then he actually started to give him praise. Well, see how that worked out. But Agent Tuchel's not going anywhere. So please like, hype, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.